Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. I don't know if that's traveling towards us or not, but it looks like it is, doesn't it? Looks like it's getting darker and it's headed this way. Well, we will see. Usually the storms come in from this way over here, so I'm thinking that just might be, because it's really pretty dark over there. Oh, look at that right there, guys. See the deer? Look at that. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, so they come right up into the meadow and she don't bother him. She doesn't chase him, which is good. She's like, what? Alright, so I had a request. I know I've done this before, but I'm going to do it again. Somebody asked me, why did I pick West Virginia? And they gave me all these negatives of why, like West Virginia, a Democratic, controlled, with McCain or Meacham, whatever his name is. I don't even know how you say his name because I don't really, I don't go on and watch the shows where they say his name all the time. But anyway, they talked about that. They said there's a lot of nuclear power plants. They said you're close to high population density areas, and was giving a list of all these negatives. So they were like, why did you pick West Virginia? All right, and I will walk it through you. And so when I was looking for another piece of property outside of New York, I was doing some research. Originally I was thinking Tennessee, Kentucky, okay? And what ended up happening was I have a friend of mine that has property in northern West Virginia, extreme northern West Virginia, right up near the Maryland border. And so he had said to me, he goes, Ed, you should really look at West Virginia. And so I'm going to give you the reasons why I chose West Virginia. Again, I try to explain to you guys location, right? So we're gonna walk up here. Okay. So let's just say, first of all, where I chose to live here in West Virginia, I am not in a high density area. Not anywhere near, okay? The population down through this area of the state, there's not a lot of people. One of the things that had attracted me to West Virginia was the fact of the low population of the state. That was number one. Another thing that was really attractive to me when I came down here looking for land was fairly cheap, down here, as opposed to other areas. I know that in Tennessee, people were buying land. And when they were buying land in Tennessee, a lot of people were coming in from the West Coast, buying property sight unseen, paying way more than the property was worth, okay? I didn't want to deal with that. Now I know there's a lot of fluctuation and a lot of people moving to West Virginia, but so getting land at a cheaper price was part of what I was looking for. I was looking for acreage. I didn't want a 3-acre plot. That's what I have in New York. I wanted something with more land. All right. So I'm going to give you an example. One of the other reasons that I chose West Virginia, if you are looking that way, that is Virginia. So I am in southern West Virginia, okay? Those mountains over there, that's Virginia. So let's say there was a nuclear strike on the East Coast. Those mountains are going to protect me over here. They're going to act as a buffer. They are much higher elevation over there than I am here. So that makes a difference as well, okay? So that's another reason. Your location is definitely key. It's a really important aspect of what you're looking for. Where I'm at, I am so far out in the country here. I mean, to go get gas, it's like for me to go get gas, it's 10 miles just to go get gas. If I want to go to a bigger grocery store, if you will, that's at least 15 miles away. So nothing is close, which is exactly what I wanted, okay? Let's talk about the next thing, taxes. The taxes down here are extremely cheap, extremely cheap. So, you know, when you compare the taxes down here, I have 25 acres down here. When you compare the taxes here to what I'm paying in New York for my taxes, I mean, it's a steal. It's unbelievably so much cheaper down here, okay? The people are absolutely awesome down here. I have not really had any major run-ins. I mean, I had that one lady in the parking lot at Walmart that cursed me out because I told her she didn't need to be wearing a mask. But other than that, it has been very, very pleasant, okay? And so taxes were a big part of it. In the last election, so people want to say that this is a Democrat-run state, but in the last election, 86% of the people in this state voted for Trump. So this is not a blue state, this is a red state. McCann, or whatever, however you want to say his name, Meechin, or he might as well be a Republican, okay? Because he knows what his base is, he knows he's not stupid, none of these politicians are stupid, and he has to play the game, all right? So then let's talk about the gun laws. This is a Constitution carry state. You don't have to have a pistol permit. You can open and conceal carry pretty much wherever you want to. Obviously, you don't go into federal buildings and stuff like that, or like the DMV with a gun. But other than that, you know, you can pretty much carry anywhere you want to. If I am out and about here in West Virginia, I am always armed, okay? And the only reason that is because if somebody tries to pull something stupid, I want to be in a position to be able to do something about it, not only to protect myself, but to protect the people around me, that whoever would try to perpetuate a crime, you know, that they're not victimized, all right? I have no problem doing that, none whatsoever, okay? So anyway, so, you know, that was a big factor for me. And I just, like I said, location, location, location. I know I've talked about that many, many times, but this is just an absolutely amazing, wonderful location. And I feel very blessed to be here. So, you know, that was definitely a factor. You know, people talk about low sunlight and, you know, harsh winters. Well, not in southern West Virginia, folks, okay? The sunlight down here is just fine. I'm not having any issue with that. You know, not any problems at all. From what I've asked my neighbors, and I watched last winter what the weather was doing down here. They had a very mild winter down here last year. Very few snowstorms. Now, you know what? Year to year, could that change? Of course it could change. But let's put it like this. Will the winters be down here anything like in New York? Not even close. Not even close. Won't even be able to touch it. So, you know, their idea of a harsh winter down here, I will probably laugh at, to be honest with you, because I have dealt with New York winters for most of my life. So, you know, I know what I'm dealing with, you know, up there. So, you know, being this much further south, and yes, I'm higher elevation down here, but that's okay. Okay, you know. So those were all factors in it. You know, and when we were looking for land, I wanted high elevation. I wanted to have, you know, some water sources on the property. I wanted to be able to, you know, have an area where I could do what I want without a lot of restrictions, without a lot of regulations. And so, you know, very, very fortunate. And I stumbled upon this piece of property, honestly. You know, I think I told you guys that story. The Trader magazine, which is a magazine that they have down here, we had picked it up at a gas station. There was a couple places that had land for sale, and that's how I found the place. And you know, as far as you know, with Randy and Diane, who I bought the property from, they're amazingly awesome people. Very, very down to earth, and so, salt of the earth type of folks. So I think that makes a difference. Those are definitely, to me, those are factors. And so, those are all things that I took into consideration. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to tell you a story about the folks that I bought the property from. All right. They told me that they had another guy that had looked at the property a couple months previous to when I bought it. And he wanted to buy the property. But, he was talking, he was going to do this, and he was going to do that, and he was going to do the other thing, and they didn't like it. So they didn't sell him the property, So, and like I said, with them selling the property to me, very, very grateful, very, very blessed. It's been a fantastic relationship with them. They're awesome people. They're great neighbors. And, if they need anything, I'm there for them. And if I need something, they're there for me. So, it really makes a difference. And like I said, the people in this area are just really, really cool. So, very laid back. People mind their own business, which is nice as well. And like I said, the isolation of this property, the location, the elevation, all of that was definitely a factor. And so those are the reasons why I picked West Virginia. I'm not near any nuclear power plants, all right? Not at all. Nowhere close. So if something melted down, it's not going to affect me here. Now, I know one of the things that they had said too was poor soil. I'll give you that one, okay? A lot of clay. But even my soil in New York, with my raised beds, we have cultivated that. We've worked with that soil, and that can be done here too. That can be done anywhere. So you don't have to just be like, dig a strip and put stuff in the ground and there you go. It's not how it works. There's a lot more to gardening than that. So like this year with the experiment with the potatoes, okay? The potatoes grew well. I'm going to be digging them up this week coming up to see what we got out of there. That soil wasn't close to as ready as I would have wanted it to be, or as ready to go as I would have hoped it would be. But you know what? We'll figure it all out. It'll all, like I said, it'll all come together and it'll all work. But we'll continue to expand. We'll work on things. We'll do probably greenhouses and those type of things down here as well. It's a lot easier to control the environment if you have a greenhouse. So I think I may go that route instead of raised beds down here. So again, we'll see. But anyway, as far as like sunlight goes, plenty of sunlight down here where I'm at. And all those things. So, when people look and say, oh, well, because I had somebody was trying to troll me and they were like, oh, you get less sunlight down in West Virginia than you do in New York. It's bullcrap, okay? It's bullcrap. Especially in the wintertime, New York is like overcast and cloudy 95% of the time. So, anyway, those are the reasons why I chose West Virginia. I am delighted to be here. I love this state. I plan on spending the rest of my life living down here, and that's where I'm at. I got 25 acres, folks, and nobody can be close to me, and that's a blessing in itself. And even like, okay, so when you go off here and you go down in the creek bed, like when I was over behind here, when I took you guys to the waterfall, and then there was the creek bed, and I said the property line is the center of the creek bed. Well, then they own going up the hill that way. Do you think they're going to build there? Anybody's going to build there? No, they're not. So that's going to probably stay woods, hopefully forever, And so those are good things. All right, so that's it for now. I'm going to jump off. Remember, folks, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I will talk to you all later. I hope you have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for